Good afternoon all. In our last class we have discussed different zones of a flame like outer zone, middle zone, inner zone, etc. And today we are going to discuss about an ideal fuel. Do you know what are the characteristics of an ideal fuel? Okay, let us discuss. Our topics are fuels, characteristic of an ideal fuel and fuel efficiency. A material which is burnt to produce heat is called a fuel. A fuel is very good source of heat. The heat energy produced by burning a fuel can be used directly to cook foods, for running motor vehicles and factory machines. Can be converted into electricity energy at thermal power stations. Characteristics of an ideal fuel. The first one, it should be low cost. It should not cause any pollution or should not produce harmful gases on combustion. And it is easily available. It should be easy to handle, store and transport. It should have moderate ignition temperature. It should have moderate rate of combustion and it should have high calorific value. There is probably no fuel that could be considered as an ideal fuel. Fuels differ in their cost. Some fuels are cheaper than others. Now we can make a list of fuels familiar for us and we can group them as solid, liquid and gaseous. Cow dung, wood, coal are solid fuel, petrol, kerosene, diesel are liquid fuel and methane, butane, CNG, biogas and hydrogen are gaseous fuels. In this picture we can see LPG, crude oil and wood as fuels. Do these three fuels produce the same amount of heat? No. The amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kg of a fuel is called its calorific value. The calorific value of a fuel is expressed in a unit called kilojoule per kilogram. In textbook page number 73, one table is there, table 6.4. There we can see calorific values of different fuels. By comparing the calorific values, we can see that hydrogen has high calorific value. Let us discuss harmful effects of these burning fuels. The first health issues are these carbon fuels like wood, coal, petroleum release unburned carbon particles. Okay, these fine particles are dangerous pollutants causing respiratory diseases such as asthma, bronchitis and lung cancer. And the second one, due to this carbon monoxide. We know that carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. So incomplete combustion of fuels release carbon monoxide gas which is poisonous. So this carbon monoxide has greater affinity to hemoglobin and is readily absorbed by the RBC, causing death of a person when exposed to the gas. It is dangerous to burn coal in a closed room because these coal produce this carbon monoxide and the carbon monoxide gas produced can kill persons sleeping in that closed room. The next one is global warming. Do you know what is global warming? It is the rise in temperature of the atmosphere of the earth. So burning of most fuels release carbon dioxide gas which causes rise in the temperature of the atmosphere. This is called global warming. It causes melting of polar ice, rise in sea level and flooding of coastal areas. And at last what will happen? Yes, low-lying coastal areas may even be permanently submerged under water. Then the fourth one is acid rain. We have already know what is acid rain. Yes, rain contains excess amount of acid is called acid rain. So burning of coal and diesel releases sulfur dioxide and it is an extremely suffocating and corrosive gas. And these oxides of sulfur and nitrogen dissolve in rainwater and form acids. Such rain is called acid rain. It is very harmful for crops, buildings and soil. And the last one is smoke. The smoke released by burning of fuel combine with fog, and lead to the formation of smoke. Smoke reduces visibility and disrupts traffic in land, water and air. So how can we reduce these harmful effects of burning these fuels? Yes, the use of diesel and petrol as fuels in automobiles is being replaced by CNG. Do you know what is CNG? Yes, it is compressed natural gas. So we can replace this petrol and diesel by CNG because CNG produces the harmful products in very small amounts and it is a cleaner fuel.